Hello! I'm really low down. I want to fix that. Hello! This is Fuzz TV Live, midweek edition. I am Peter, but you should probably know that by now. If you're here to just watch me sit here and talk nonsense and make people fork over for guesses at a dumb screenshot game, then you probably already know who I am. But this is Fuzz TV Live, where we talk about whatever. We have screenshot games and basically anything else that comes up. Sometimes very silly things. It is Wednesday. I said I'd probably stream midweek. This is kind of my last chance to do it, even though I was very tempted to do something else. But no, I promised to stream, so here I am. I can stream for a few hours, and we'll have some fun. So, hey, Renegade and Elsa. Welcome anyone who is watching. I have some crispy coated peanuts at the ready. And we get a free hint. What? Why do you get a free hint? Remind me why there's a free hint in play. I don't remember no free hint. Oh yeah, because David didn't use his in the last one. Okay. Alright. Okay. I suppose. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. Recorded some stuff. Watching a lot of movies. Glad you made it, Peter. Pardon me. I was in the middle of the second part of the top 50. I hope you're enjoying, because that was taking a lot of editing, so I hope people are enjoying that. Taking a bit more work in the back end to make all that come together. But hopefully people are liking it. Only 8 more to go. I tell you what I need up. I need all the Streamlabs stuff up, so I can change things. Got distracted by watching the Green Room trailer. Ah, that's smart. Watching trailers as you go for movies you're not as familiar with. We click on that account. We click on that channel. And then we go to all widgets. We want donation history. Loving them also. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're into it. There's a trailer for a new Samara Weaving horror film. There is. I haven't run into it yet. I'm sure we'll see it next Screams news. Right, so we want the goal and we want the wheel. I'm just getting everything set up for the rest of the stream. So the wheel's there. The goal is there. Okay. And then I want to line up this bad boy, which is not as of yet. There we go. Boom. Everything's ready. I'm sure you saw that Tim upset me last streams. Yes, I did. Yes, deeply amusing. I've been watching trailers as I go and then reading the plots on Wikipedia on movies I know I won't be watching. So the horror films then. Every time one of us mentions a horror movie. I get it. What's good though is because there's 5 of us doing top 50s. Now obviously there's a lot of overlap in the movies, but that's a potential, what, 250 movies of recommendations, some of which will be better suited to some taste than others. Bum bum. Ba-da-dum bum bum bum. Ba-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I love the part of Tim asking about Resident Evil 0 footage on his new TV. Yeah, that was the sort of thing that I'd leave in normally, just whatever it is, but because everything was all chopped up anyway, There wasn't like a good place to put it, so I was like, oh, I'll just put it at the end. I'll put it as like a little outtake over the music. I know about The Conjuring now. Hey, look at that! You're learning things, Elsa. We're an educational show. We're educational, kind of. Maybe a little bit. Not really, but still. That's good to know. We recorded the last ever television from the multiverse tonight. We will be recording an influx tomorrow, although we've actually gone out of order to the order of the winners of the previous votes. Purely by chance, because Connor watched one of the movies not realising that it was one of the winners. So I had to watch the movie so we could record soon after he watched it. So one of them's coming sooner than it should be, but doesn't really matter that much. Saw the big cameo in Crisis, made me happy. Didn't really make me happy that much. I'm not particularly a fan. I'm learning a lot. I'm almost tempted to watch that Scottish Scarlett Johansson movie. Something about the skin, under the skin. Fast forward, of course, in the scary bits. I mean, there's not that many scary bits. I guess it depends what you find scary. Because it's all from her perspective, so it's not like you're waiting for the killer to jump out, because she's the one hunting people. But, you know, you give it a try. And hopefully I won't be too traumatized. Worth mentioning though, Scarlett Johansson's doing an English accent in that movie, just in case you think that it's some weird Scottish accent. It's not. It's for some. I assume it's just because she can do an English accent, but she couldn't do a Scottish one, so they had her do an English one. You got to give it to him for not asking for money and still doing it. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's nice that he did it. And it's a big deal they got someone from the movies, but I don't like those movies, and I don't particularly like him. So in that role, that is. So I've got mixed feelings on the whole charade. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. What would be the mildest good horror movie you can think? Mildest. You're probably looking at some horror comedies then, if you want mild. If you want something that's got kind of the plot of a horror movie, but is a bit more light-hearted and not particularly jumpy. I don't know, something like The Final Girls, maybe? Good. I mean, that plays in some horror movie tropes that maybe you won't get the jokes of because you've not seen other horror movies, but Happy Death Day is not a bad pick, yeah. PG-13, it's not really about the horror of it, even though it's based around a serial killer killing someone every day. It's more about the actual main character story than it is about the murder itself. The horror scenes are the weakest part to a horror fan, because the horror is just kind of mundane and whatever. But the actual story and the characters are great. I really like Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day to you. Happy Death Day to you. Happy Death Day, Elsa. Happy Death Day to you. Do 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 do. Yep, Twilight Zone's back properly after Christmas. That was weird. It was weird. I kept going kind of off tune as well. I don't know why. Oh, there's Tyler. Trouble's ready to begin. So yeah, Star Trek and Twilight Zone both properly back now after Christmas break, which is nice. Why is the comic review so much? Just curious. Why is the what I mean on the tip menu? Because you get to just pick something for me to go read and review. You're paying for me buying the book and the time it takes to read it and then the time it takes to record. It's the same price that the Patreon tier is, where you make me read something once per month. It's about having the choice of me going and doing it. If anything, it's too cheap. There's a reason why the movie review's 100, because that's a lot of time to put into something that someone just gets to pick for me. I'm trying to think of the last proper horror movie I saw in the past. So it wasn't the tree stealing Evil Dead then. Walked around the grocery store to grab a few things before driving home. Tyler's out and about. Out in the prowl for bread and shit. My name is Tyler, and I'm here for bread. Do 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 do. Down 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 down. Also, when I was saying Happy Death Day, I didn't necessarily think about what name I was going to say. Elsa was just the obvious one to go with when I got there, given that you initiated the conversation about things. Firefly? What you want? Firefly staring at me. What are you doing, cat? Finally saw The Lighthouse. What a weird movie that was. I also finally saw The Lighthouse. Screams After Midnight episode coming this Monday. So I want to see if you would be open to a proposal when it comes to the wheel. What's the proposal? You're going to have to run the actual proposal by me. There's potential in me agreeing to a proposal. I just have to know what it is. There's a firefly. He's standing up on his back legs. He's got his two front paws on my leg. He's thinking about jumping up. No, he's changed his mind. He's turned. It felt very, very allegorical. I dug it, but I prefer Witch, at least after only one viewing. You actually did The Fanatic. I bet that's a good episode. Well, it only costs $1 to find out. Me and Tim try to make sense of it. Some of those bonus episodes, I really feel like I'm Doogie in Twin Peaks: The Return. Just kind of bluffing my way through the world, not really understanding anything. I want to buy a $5 gift card to use single spins when I want. Not buy an image, but 5 spins on one PayPal purchase to use per live. Okay, so you wish to buy 5 individual spins in bulk. Okay, as long as you make that clear before you do it, I think that's fine. I don't think you get the top 5, or like the $5 thing. Then if you're saying this is 5 individual spins you want, then you're essentially giving me 5 $1 tips. And I'll accept it as such, as long as you made that clear. Tim making sense of anything is a problem. I mean, yep, that's fair. I can't argue with that. There is an early episode of Screams going out tomorrow for patrons. which was technically supposed to be last week. I'm going to be honest, I forgot there was supposed to be a second streams last week. Because I'm not used to this new schedule yet. So it's the extra episodes that are going to be every other week is starting a week later than intended because I forgot to do it last week. So patrons will get that early tomorrow. Everyone else will get the extra episode next week. And so on and so on. Interesting movie on tomorrow's episode as well. My God, all these notifications. But yeah, Celsius, if you would like to buy in bulk, you can buy in bulk. Just make it clear you're doing that when you put in your tip. And that's cool. Better Drive Home, Elsewhere is debuting next month, right? Yeah, it'll be next month. I need time to catch up in books. I'm catching up on Daredevil right now. I do... Talk about Titanfall. I don't care about Titanfall. The only thing I would say, Elsa, is don't buy in bulk for like super long in advance. I don't want to have to remember that I owe you 2 spins like in 2 weeks, if that makes sense. You know, like buy in bulk for the evening, maybe, kind of is what I'd say. It could get complicated. Let's say you buy 20. You say, oh, here's my next 20 spins. Use 4 of them. Yeah, yes, per live. Yeah, that's good. That's a good plan. Per live. I agree. Yes, that's a good idea. So I have to keep a spreadsheet running of like how many spins I owe people because they've been buying them in bulk. Yes, Firefly. Firefly staring at me. What do you want, Firefly? You little menace. Do do. I mean, Megan would remember. I'd rather keep it simple though. Simpler the better. No need to overcomplicate things. What's up, Firefly? You jumping up? You've been staring at. You've been sitting down there staring at me for like a good 5 minutes. It's like you're hoping I'm going to do something. You're a little menace. Little furball menace. Oh yeah, last TV multiverse. Connor actually lost his internet right before the ending, so the outro was just me. Luckily, we were literally about to outro when it happened, so it didn't really matter that much. But you're on media blackout for the Sonic movie. That's pretty funny. I can't have it spoil for me. I don't want the integrity of Sonic the Hedgehog, the motion picture, to be, to be sullied before I get to see it. Firefly. Speaking of Sonic, I'm working on a project and it's more work than I thought. Well, you prove to yourself you've got the determination for it then. Firefly. Why are you being a little shit? Why is it like you're fine? You're happily asleep, happily asleep. And then as soon as I start recording or streaming, you give me shit. You're getting as bad as Gus. Firefly. Gus. Gus is Tara's cat, who's a menace. Isn't that right, Firefly? See, you're purring away. You're happy. You act all indecisive, but if I actually pick you up and give you the hugsy poo, you're happy. See, you purr. It's a really loud purr. So the last horror movie I saw at the cinema was Apollo 18. I've never even seen that. You've seen a horror movie I haven't. Mainly because it looked terrible. And I think that was pre-Screams, so I never had to see it for review. I'm sure one day we'll end up doing it, but we'll do like a, I don't know, space horror or something. Well, a lot of that would just end up being on the Ace. There's an argument even that would be on the Ace, actually. They've been set in the moon kind of makes it, or in space, makes it science fiction. Firefly, you're so indecisive. Found footage month. Oh god. No, not found footage month. Never found footage month. Firefly, what are you doing? You're just standing on my knee. Would the Alien franchise be called? Is that horror? The first one is definitely a horror movie. Equally horror and sci-fi. It's definitely science fiction as well, though. Once you get past the first one, though, it kind of veers a little bit into action, sci-fi, and horror. And it varies depending on which movie it is, like how much of a horror or action movie it is versus. But they're all sci-fi. They're all science fiction for sure. Same with Terminator. Yeah, to an extent, yeah. I mean, they're all action, but like the first one, I'd definitely say is a horror movie as well. The rest of them are definitely just all sci-fi action. I never really went back to horror. It kind of stayed an action movie because everyone wanted to make T2 again. Right, Firefly. Go lie behind the monitor. Yep, that's a good cat. Good cat. Get your ass out of the chat window though. I can't see the chat. Right, thank you. And then knock the camera with your tail because you're a menace. So I've seen that one, but I don't. But I wouldn't consider them horror. There's no weird cabin or creepy doll. So you're okay with slasher movies then, right? There's no cabins or creepy dolls in most of those. You're okay with Michael Myers stabbing babysitters. And why wouldn't you be? It's a bad time. It's a bad time. Hey Cindy, welcome to the stream. So there's a free hint actually to go out. I did not see the server is getting sued. No, there's a free hint to go out, but I don't think I can really. I mean, I could give the hint out, I suppose, before anything's seen, but there's no squares yet. Well, the first Halloween is the only one you need to see. Damn classic. Wait until someone gets a square. Yeah, it makes the most sense. I can maybe think of a hint in that time. lie back and maybe doze off. No, maybe not. Where's my crispy peanuts? Need some energy. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Glorious. Just want one. Just want one. Just want one. Come on. Just want one. Yes! I got one. That's how it's done. If we buy a movie review, can we instead watch the movie on the stream instead of you reviewing? Yeah, sure. It's actually easier for me if you do that. So, I ain't going to complain if that's what you choose. It's actually less work for me, so why not? Why not? Oh, hey, Bob. There's very little chance that happened, Bob. They're being made by different people, different companies. Hey, Brandon. That's the passion I like to see. The enthusiasm. Firefly, what do you want? This cat is getting on my nerves. Go. Be gone. Spread your tail. Fly, kitty, fly. No? Okay. What madness. So do you care to understand the whole thing with Hulk getting its own movie? Wait, what? Hulk's getting a movie? Was there news today? What's this? What's this news? Let me Hulk movie news. A few days ago. I did not hear about this. I'm looking into this, son. Except Showbiz cheat sheet doesn't sound that like a great site, but whatever. Fans will be meeting a whole new slate of characters in Marvel Phase 4, blah blah blah. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk might be one of them. Marvel now owns the rights to do a Hulk movie. Yeah, because for a long time they couldn't. They could use them in crossover movies and in team movies, but they didn't have the rights to do solo movies. Universal had the rights for that. Universal, you know, was a partner with the Incredible Hulk movie that came out after Iron Man. So it's just speculation that it's going to actually happen, but it seems like it's actually real that they've got the rights back. So Much like Black Widow finally getting a movie, I feel like Hulk will probably get one with Ruffalo. They'll give him at least one before his send off, or maybe after his send off. Preferably before though. Give him a solo movie before his last Avengers movie, or whatever, and that could be cool. So I like Hulk. I like Hulk as a character, so I guess I care a little bit. It's hard to get super excited about these MCU movies now. They're just so, everyday at this point that I'm not, super pumped by them. And, some of them end up being quite good, but it's hard to get hyped anymore. But I actually quite like the last Incredible Hulk movie. I liked it more than Iron Man. And I know that puts me in the minority. I'm a weirdo for that, but... I quite like Hulk as a character. And I thought he stole the show in Avengers, and I'm all for more of him. So, yeah. That's cool. I'm definitely more excited for a Hulk movie than I am a lot of the other stuff that's coming for the next while. I want an Immortal Hulk movie. I can see that. Do some stuff based on that current run. I'm not up to date in the comic, but I've read the first, 18 issues, something like that. Maybe 20. Some really good stuff in there. I'm honestly excited about a Planet Hulk. Just because I don't really want him being off in space, doing stuff like that. I kind of want him on Earth, and they kind of did a little bit of Planet Hulk with Ragnarok. I mean, I know it wasn't really the adaptation of that story, but I liked it also. Edward Norton one, but Ruffalo's my favorite Hulk. Yeah, I like Ruffalo more too. So you should get one movie, I think. Amadeus Cho movie. I can see them doing that after Ruffalo's going to be done. If anything, they might do the same thing they're doing with Black Widow and introduce him in the movie with him, and do like a weird passing of the torch kind of thing. Did you guys do the pilot for Mr. Mercedes? We did not. Kind of flew under our radar. Ruffalo is definitely the best Hulk. Yeah. I like Norton well enough though. And I like that movie. I think that it helps that he was so different to all the other characters. The only concern I'd have now is that they've done this thing where they've made him smart. So the key thing that makes Hulk very different to all the other characters is kind of gone in a way. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they won't do a good story. I mean, the second part though, where he's back on Earth smashing shit up and getting back to who locked him up. Okay. Do you think they will make a? Who do you think will make a cameo in Black Widow? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, it's set after Civil War, before Infinity War, so they could do like a cameo of someone who became important in Infinity or Endgame. Like I don't know. I would say, if it wasn't for the fact that it was after Infinity War, I'd say what's his face? Daniel Brühl's character, Zemo from Civil War. But given that it's after Civil War, I don't know. Opinions on the Vulture reveal at the end of the Morbius trailer. I don't really have any because I've not watched the trailer. I heard there was something like that at the end of the trailer. I guess that's Sony and Marvel's playing nice with each other, that they're going to tie in their weird villain movies to the MCU so they can tie in Spider-Man. It'll probably feel a little bit messy, is my guess. Hawkeye is in jail during this time frame, right? I think so. Although technically, I mean, Civil War, if I remember correctly, was Oh no, yeah, because Hawkeye made the deal, right? He was under house arrest. Yeah, so he wasn't with the others, because at the end of Civil War, Cap and Widow showed up to like save everyone and get them out of prison. No, knowing what? What's the no for? Them connected everything. You know they wanted to. You know Sony want to be able to say, "Hey, our Venom movie's connected to the MCU." They so want to do that. You should try watching Mr. Mercedes on your own time. It's actually really good. It's the only Stephen King property I can think of that's not supernatural in any way. What about Shawshank? Shawshank's not supernatural. Both him and Ant-Man house arrest for 2 years. That's right. Oh, yeah, Red Boy. Welcome to the stream. Second season is supernatural though, because it's based on 3 books in the trilogy around this killer. I assume you mean Mercedes. So I know. Yeah, they'll probably slot in a Hulk movie in Phase 5. Probably Falcon then. Yeah, Falcon. I mean, who else was on the team with them at the start of Infinity War? It was Falcon, Black Widow, Cap, and they did meet up with with Scarlet Witch and Vision. But so any of them could be fair game potentially. But I don't know. I mean, there probably will be a cameo or two, but I don't know. I don't know who. I can see them having someone out of left field that's teasing something for the future. Like they'll have a cameo from like Shang-Chi or Eternals that we only know because we know the casting, but we don't really know the characters that well yet, unless you're a fan of the comics. But I'm not really sure how many Eternals fans there are. Messy, but it'll mix things up, which I really want. I haven't been hot in the MCU recent. Black Widow might be my first MCU skip. That's fair. I've been up and down on it for a while. After Civil War, I was kind of lukewarm on. I didn't love that like a lot of people did. I thought it had good elements to it, but I've been very up and down the MCU since then, and I do think a lot of them feel very samey without any real stakes. But there has been some really good ones as well that I've really liked, so it's very hit and miss. There's definitely some that I didn't, because Ant-Man and Wasp I didn't see in theaters. I just waited till later. Now, admittedly, I want to make an effort to review more movies this year, so I'll probably see all the superhero movies just for review sake. But I can't blame you for being wanting to skip some MCU movies. I can't say I'm super excited about the next few. I'm not really excited yet about Eternals. It might end up being the greatest thing ever, but like right now, I'm not excited. Same as Shang-Chi. I just, I don't know what that is. You watched The Outsider, like the first 2 parts. Yeah, we reviewed it. We're going to watch episode 3, so good enough for now, at the very least. Yeah, that, and wasn't Green Mile one without supernatural elements, that the movie just kind of had religious overtones? No, I would say Green Mile has supernatural, because he straight up has magic healing powers, so I would say. Doctor Strange is coming up soon, right? That is next year, and they just lost their director, and they're trying to rush a replacement in last minute so they can keep their date. So that one could be messy. Shang-Chi sounds cool. I might skip Black Widow. Black Widow looks fine. It's just, I don't know, Bob. I've not been keeping track of the names very well. I'm always bad with names from the first few episodes of a TV show. If Eternals is a Kirby tribute, it'll be enough for me. Yeah, I don't know what I want from Eternals. The concept is just completely alien to me. But then so was Guardians before that came out, and ended up being like my favorite movie out of the whole MCU. So yeah, it's a weird one for me, Elsa, because I don't like the director. I think Scott Derrickson's a bad director, and I think Doctor Strange is one of the worst MCU movies. So not having him is a good thing, but losing him 5 months before shooting and quickly rushing in someone else is not a good sign either. So it's kind of a lose-lose almost at this point for me. But I mean, you never know. Maybe someone will come in and do a decent enough job. But you have to feel that whoever they do get to come in and fill in the shoes is not going to be creatively all that, behind whatever it is. It'll just be, you're here to sort of fulfill the role of director, but you're not really making that many decisions about the overall creative process. Oh, some cats want out. I don't know if it will be horror, Renegade. Derrickson left over creative differences, so it's very possible that the reason why he left was because they didn't want it to be that horror anymore, and he fought that. Guardians is your favourite too? Good. I guess at some point there's going to be a girl that gets introduced and she's going to partner up with the cop guy. She's going to be weird and kind of quiet and innocent and quite outspoken. Okay. I don't think we had her yet. That's cool. No, I'm into the mystery of the actor who played White Rose, Mr. Robot, is going to be on a single camera sitcom. You mean BD Wong, who was in Jurassic Park? That's cool. Nice that he's getting work. He was also in Jurassic World. He was the only cast member from the original movie they got back for that one. Which is funny, because the next one's going to have, all 3 leads from the original. Time for another crispy peanut. So let's remember, everyone, that we do have a screenshot game going. $1 gets you a spin at the wheel and a guess at whatever the movie is. $3 is a guaranteed hint, $5 is a guaranteed additional screenshot behind the squares. 4 wins at the screenshots, and we play a game of Jackbox. And it's never happened, but theoretically, if we get to 8, we'll have 2. But first time for everything. Oh. Mr. Mercedes about a guy who steals a Mercedes car and then flowers into a bunch of people at a job fair. Oh. Random idea, because I've been buying a lot of these, but have you and any of the Fuzz crew talked about doing Criterion review series? Do you know, it's funny you say that, because there has been jokes about it in the past. We've definitely covered some Criterion movies before. You can find me and Connor reviewing Women in the Dunes, and Seven Seal, and at least 1 or 2 Kurosawas, and I guess the original Godzilla as well as a Criterion. And what's funny actually is that me and Tara right now are recording extra episodes of the Atomic Cinema Experiment, because Criterion, the streaming service, has a 70s sci-fi month on, so we've been doing a bunch of extra things for a later date from that. So I don't think any of us have time to devote ourselves to an entirely new show, but I wouldn't worry about a lot of Criterions appearing on these shows. Any excuse to work through more of them is fine by me. But I have joked about it. I even joked about a name at one point when I was talking to Tara about it. I said I'll call it the Criterion Critique. But no, I love checking out Criterion releases. Backing away from the nuts. I watched the shit out of a regular series, but I'll tell you what I can get. I mean, if I had time, I'd totally do it. It's just having the a partner who's available for it, and B, making sure there's time in the schedule for it. That's the thing. But I think because the Ace exists now, you might find that 121 and Flux, when we're doing older movies, might more often be Criterion style of movies. Because we used to do a lot of sci-fi in that show, but that's not sci-fi anymore. because there's a sci-fi show that's dedicated now. So, like Scenes from a Marriage is coming up soon, because that one I vote on Patreon. There's a couple of 2019 movies after that or around that, but there's a good chance whatever comes next in the next couple of votes are probably going to be Criterion-esque movies.
Oh. Well, the Leprechaun, of course. That's the most
Thanks,
iconic.
Why, the Leprechaun, of course. Oh, no, I don't want to minimize chat. Damn you, fingers. Oh, that's good. There's a little notification in that one. Is a thing. The Costco bulk package of 5 spins, please. Right, so. Are you slowly replacing Connor? Because if so, you and I will have words. I am not slowly replacing Connor. What gave you that impression? Having said that, he did opt out of a certain TV show coming up soon, and it will be Tara instead. But that is not because I had anything to do with it. He wanted out of something, and I offered it to Tara. But Connor is not being replaced. Connor's doing a new comic show with me. And we're still doing lots of TV. And we're going to try and do more influxes along we can. Tara being on the 121 for first. Did Elsa just donate? Elsa did. Elsa just donated 5. Although she specified, she asked me earlier if she could buy $1 spins in bulk for the rest of the night. And I said, sure, as long as you make it clear you're doing that when you do it. So I can count it as 5 ones as opposed to, one $5 thing. So I assume you want 1 spin just now, Elsa. So let's do that. As for 121 Renegade, the whole idea with 121 now from this year is that I want to review more movies, but I will get different people in depending on the movie. So some movies will be Connor, some will be Tara, some will be Matt. I don't imagine many will be Tim, but I can see Matt doing the superhero movies. Connor will do some of the smaller movies probably. Tara will do stuff that interests her. What's interesting about it is that Connor's kind of always the last choice for the new movies, because the new movies, he tends to take the longest to get to them. So he's usually going to be the last choice for the new movies. But for the old movies, the ones that are voted for, certainly on Patreon, will still always be him, for the most part. So don't worry about that. Connor's not been phased out. It's just that 121 isn't specifically any 2 hosts anymore. It will usually be me plus 1 other person, but who the other person is going to vary depending on the movies. Okay. And for the record, the show I was talking about is Picard. Tara's going to be doing Picard, because Picard doesn't want to, even though he's doing every other Star Trek thing, because he's a weirdo. Alright, sorry. Wheel spin. Wheel spin for Elsa. Here we go. The Wheel of Tim. A hint. So no squares yet, but you've got a free hint and now a hint that you have won. Would you like a second spin? Or I could give you 2 hints and you could potentially get it with just the 2 hints at that point. Now spin, okay. Right, spin number 2. Spin number 2. Would you like spin number 3? And for the record, you can save your hints for later rounds. You can just you can use the free hint first, which you're still owed because of David from last time, and then just ask for more hints as you need them. You may as well tell us what the movie is and call it a win. Yes, at this point probably. But that's the thing though, she might not want to use all of her hints in this. She can save them for the next rounds. If she gets a square and then gets 1 hint maybe, she might be able to get it from there and save the hints for later. um, although, yeah. That said, she can save them past other people though. I guess is the thing. Like she can. So here's how this works: is you can save it. So I'll give you a third spin, but you can save your hints for the next image. But once other people start, donating and putting in their guesses, you can't necessarily save your hints for past other people's guesses. So the hint you'll get first is the free one, which isn't taken away from the two you've just earned. But this is making sense in my head. If it's not making sense to you guys, I'll try and explain it better in a minute. But here we go. Third spin of the wheel. 2 squares. All in, not a bad couple of spins. All right, Elsa, you get 2 squares. So I remember you can take your first square first, and then use what you see in the first square to help you pick your second. In case it's like, oh, there's something interesting just over to the left or right, or there's nothing here, I want to try somewhere completely different. So that's the strategic option, is to get 1 square first, see what it is, and then a second image would have been hilarious. Yes, you'd have made this the easiest round without any squares ever. She has 5 guesses left. Oh, that's a good point. She should have technically been guessing between each spin. Because you can't guess after 3 spins, like all 3 guesses, because technically then you've had all your help. C2, I remember C2. So I don't think she does. I never thought of that. Technically she should have been guessing between each spin. She shouldn't be having help from other, so she has. She doesn't have 5, right? She has. I never explained she had to guess before she spun again, and I didn't really think about it, so that's my fault. So she has 3 guesses because she spun 3 times, if that makes sense. Look, this is the first time anyone's ever bought them in bulk, okay? We're learning as we go. Okay, do you want your second square? But she shouldn't have all 3 after she's had... Like, the first guess should have been... after the, the first thing. And then the second guess should have been after the second spin. And then now she should have 1 guess after these 2 squares, if that makes sense. Anyway. Oh, jeez. I'm going to take some time and make a pay spin with the official rules to this game, because this is getting more complicated than Catan. Welcome, David. It's a pleasure to see you. Even with your snarkiness. Like, we're learning as we go, okay? We're encountering the problems and the rules we have to think out as we go. But... So I won't hold it against Elsa in this round, but like, in theory, each guess should happen after each spin. Yeah. But I'll let you away with it, because this was equally on me for not thinking about it. Yeah. Because otherwise you could game the system and you could get like 5 spins, reveal like 4 squares and get a hint, and then have 5 guesses after all that information, which is not how the game works. You get one thing, and then you guess, and so on. Although, for the record, you don't have to take all your 5 in a row. Like, you can then sit out the round and save your next spins for later. Like, you don't have to take all your spins in one go. But you have to do all your guesses for these spins before you do anything. Anyway, bailing out, and a second lunch break is ending. Yeah, no worries, David. Have a fun day at work. Anyway, Elsa, second square. Pardon me. That was the idea to use later, but the wheel had other ideas. Yep. B3. Ah. Oh, I'm hiccuping now at the ginger. Jeez. Looks like a fish tank. Take a hint now, please. Okay, so this is the free hint. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can't really save. You can only save your hints if you get it right. Right? That's how it normally works, is that you get to save your hint if you get the thing right, so you can use it on the next image. You can't really save your hints to just use whenever you want later, even after other people have went. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, free hint. The free hint from the last one. Okay. It's a reboot. Simple hint. It's a reboot. It's a reboot. Reboot. Reboot and you want a reboot. Reboot and you want a reboot. Then you let me do that once. I asked to save the hint because I knew the movie. No, but because you what? Yeah, because you won. That was the guess you won on No Renegade, so you could use it at the start of the next one, but you couldn't save it and use it after someone else went. It's not like when you play Monopoly and you've got like a card that says thingy. Second hint. Okay, so this is your first hint that you actually acquired. Second hint. Giant reptiles don't belong in the city. There's your second hint. Giant reptiles don't belong in the city. I'm here, and I knew I'd end up failing too. And I know he was just like me, with someone disappointed in you. I've become so numb, I can feel you there, so much more away. Amazing Spider-Man, but isn't that from the comic? What does that mean? What do you mean that isn't that from the comic? The title? Was I singing Linkin Park? I was singing some Linkin Park, yes. I could do it in a Scottish accent now if you like. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. So much more time, so much more awake. I'm going with Rude and David and guessing Amazing Spider-Man as my first guess. That is correct. There you go. That was Emma Stone. straightforward enough. That's what that's what 2 hints will get you though. Right. Right. I don't know if your extra guesses carry over. Obviously, you've still got a hint left that you can use on this after your. You get a free spin, of course. Doesn't count as one of your 2 remaining spins. I don't know how to handle the extra guesses though, because you really shouldn't have any of those left over because they're not supposed to stack up. Anyway, I'm obviously changing the image, and I'll put in the one on the board. I thought it was Godzilla based on the hint. Now the villain in that movie was Lizard, which is why that's what I was going for. All right, browse all. Where are we? Let's get a movie. Let's get a movie. I have got one. I am simply placing it in. Okay. So I get a square or a spin. You get a spin. You get a free spin. Which I'm about to give you right now. So this is not one of the ones you bought. You get a free spin because you won the round. Did I watch the first incarnation as Pay Dreadful? I watched most of season 1 of Pay Dreadful and didn't really like it that much after the first couple of episodes. There was a couple of good episodes at the start, and then it kind of span its wheels too much. No pun intended. So here we go. Free spin for Elsa. And you have a hint left that you can use up until you've guessed, if that makes sense. Makes sense in my head. Alright, here we go. Wheel spin, wheel spin. Round and around. Where will she go? Where will she go? Where will she go? And straightforward. Nice simple square. Yeah, David was right based on one hint. Yep. I can kind of see why he got it from that one though, because it was clearly kids in a lab looking at something, and I said it was a reboot. It wasn't a far-fetched one, I don't think. Alright, Elsie, you get a square from your spin. First blood on the new image. What would you like? B2. B2. My oh my, what could it be? Maybe it's the Running Man. It's not the Running Man. It's clearly not the Running Man. It looks nothing like the Running Man. I just joked because there's someone running. At least it looks like they're running. It may not be running. You want the hint? Okay. The hint is she ate the whole damn pie. That is your hint. I had that one loaded, ready to go. As soon as I picked the movie, I knew I was using that as the first hint. What could it be? What could it be? No worries, Tyler. Tyler finally making his way home. I believe the movie Renegade is theorizing as Higazusa. Certainly a strange little conundrum, if there ever was one. Yes, Tim's favourite, yes. Okay, I get one guess now, and I need to think about it for a minute. Open to suggestions. I haven't listened to the top 50 movies yet. I was going to wait and try to binge the episodes, but I don't think I have the patience. I mean, they're lengthy enough chunks on their own. You're getting 25 entries per episode, despite the fact that it's only 5 per person. Part 3 will hopefully be at the weekend. I need to carve out a couple hours to edit it. There's a lot more editing involved with those than anything else we do. So they take some time. Most of it's recorded now, though. It's only me and Connor's last 20 we've not recorded. Everyone else is all recorded. Previously, still going to be every other week, right? That is the plan as of right now. Did you see the trailer for the new movie with Daniel Radcliffe? We Have Guns for Hands. I did not. That didn't paid off. Thank you. Thank you. Elsewhere won't be starting until probably late February, just because I have to catch up on enough books. I'm almost caught up in Daredevil, and once that's crossed off, I'll jump over to either the Buffy and Angel stuff or Captain America, whatever one takes my fancy. But that'll take a bit of time to catch up in enough books to make it worth doing a show. Yeah, I really like Cat from what I read so far. I got up to like issue 10 or whatever it was. I'd have to double check. It was like 9 or 10 what I got up to. Before I went on hiatus. Do 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 do. I'll take the image away. It's been up for a while. I'll talk to the peoples while Elsa has a little think. Cap and Daredevil are the ones that I've been able to keep up with. Yeah, those were two of the ones that I was Hey Bob, try and stay away from spoilers for stuff. Especially when episodes have just aired. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 dan da da dan da da dan 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 da da dan da da dan da dan 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 dan. So yeah, bonus streams went up today for patrons. If no one if patrons didn't notice yet. Doing the Fanatic, which I know was requested. I know the movies aren't remotely similar, but I'm going to rent one tomorrow. Ad Astra, We're Ready or Not. I would say Ad Astra. It's not perfect. There's definitely things to complain about, but I think it is a better overall experience and has a nice sort of point. That's not really what I was getting at with the spoiler, Bob. I don't want to spell it out. Something you said heavily implied something, which you wouldn't otherwise know. So think about what you're saying about shows, because there was a spoiler. If I had read what you said earlier on, I would have inferred something from what you said, and I'd have been pissed that it was spoiled for me. I don't want to say exactly what the spoiler is because it kind of points out if Tyler's not read it yet. So I'm not doing it, but about tickets for 1917 on Sunday. It seems like the kind of movie that needs to be a theater experience. It is beneficial of that. I think it will still work at home, but it will benefit from the theater experience. I'm glad I saw it. You meant 1814? No, you meant 1917. 1917 was right. You were right. Why are you correcting it? It's not 1914, it's 1917. My guess is a ghost story, like Rude said. Now, you guys complained last time that 6 was too many, but I beg to differ because that's now 2 in a row you've got very quickly. That is a ghost story. So, it may go back up to 6 next time after this display. This is shockingly quick. I'm not happy with this. Oops. There we go. Shockingly quick. Six is too many. Six is too many because if we get crap spins, we can't even walk away with one correct pick. So 5. We're going to settle on 5 then, are we? Is that what we're going with? Alright, I'll get the next one. This next one better be goddamn hard. Too many hints, damn it. Right, so Elsa gets a free spin. She's still got 2 spins left after that. No hints left though. Unless she gets a new one, obviously. Do do do. Do 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 do. Okay. I have a movie selected. Lucky spins and lucky square picks. Yeah, I think we've only achieved Quiplash once or twice since the spin game started. Yeah, maybe the incentive is to unlock a second game without having to do double. Like, so the second Jackbox gets unlocked to like 6 or 7. I don't know. Anyway, new images in place. Elsa gets a free spin. And there's a square. It's the most simple one you can get. Alright. Take your pick. People wonder why I pick tough images. 2 easy wins. Are we reviewing the rest of Crisis? We did. We recorded it earlier tonight, in fact. Crisis has been reviewed. It'll be up tomorrow. Oh. C3. C3. There you go. Interesting pick. La 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 la. Da dun 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 dun. La 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 la. La 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 la. Dun dun dun. Also has 2 spins left. Yes. Yes. Which she doesn't have to use immediately. She can, let other people go and clock in her spins later if she wants. Dun, 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 dun. Not using them till later. That makes sense. Yeah, let some other people put in some work. Speaking of Crisis, I'm glad certain character got the big send off they deserved. Mm-hmm. Yep. Full thoughts on it tomorrow. Well, there's a reason why we're quitting the regular shows, Tyler. Yeah, cutting all the episode numbers in half would help. It definitely would. It wouldn't make it like great, like high art or anything, but it'd be far less tedious. Everyone knows what my favourite moment of the crossover was. Hint, it was blue. 2, Bob. 2 episodes there back to back last night. So, we had an ad campaign running on the comics podcast for like a week. I thought it was going to be like longer than that. I thought it was going to be like a month at least, but it ended up only been a week. And we made $11 off of advertising from the actual audio podcast, which was cool. Obviously, I'd like it to happen more often. But the way it works is they only select you for ad campaigns once in a while. Presumably, it'll happen more often if the more listeners you have, but. Missed the second one then. I have to go back and watch it. It felt like it didn't miss anything now, which was weird. There was 3 before Christmas and 2 after Christmas. Elsa's putting in the thoughts. She's got the mystery board out. She's got the red strings going from one image to the other. Suspects on the board. Da, ba, ba, ba. I. Okay, I'm hungry. I'm going to order food, and I'm guessing Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit is incorrect, but thank you for the guess. Okay, so finally, Elsa stopped hogging the game, and we can have some other guesses. Elsa saved 2 spins for later. Legend starting up soon. Did I see Jim Sterling reference Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the hit television show that is, in his Jim Inquisition? I did not. I've not watched in a little while. He made a reference to the mayor about how not all episodes in season 3 are about the mayor, but some are. Oh, if it was a good idea, I need to do that. Yeah, I'm good just now. I've got some soup, I think, for later, with some crusty baguette to go with it. So that should be good. I was watching a stream where they played the new Jackbox. Jokebot looked like a lot of fun. Yeah, the spaceship one looked kind of fun from what I saw. But let's be honest, the Murder Party number 2 is probably the one you want.
Was garbage. you understand me?
Thank you, Rude Boy. You get a spin. Here we go. The Wheel of Tim. Get a square. Straightforward. Pick your poison. B3. Makes sense. Guys, I'll go out and buy some suits for next week or so. The week after, I'm getting a wisdom tooth removed. It's infected. Oh dear. Cape Fear is incorrect, but nice try. Isn't quick. I have weird Mexican soup leftovers called menudo. People in your neck of the woods, Peter, you eat unusual food. You never know, you might like it. Do we eat unusual food? Doesn't seem that weird to me. Maybe I would like it, I don't know. It's made out of tripe. Interesting. I have to admit, it's not the most appealing sounding thing in the world. Don't you guys have blood pudding? We do. We don't call it that though, we call it black pudding. uh, and I'm not particularly fond of it. People mind that. He used to eat haggis by the pound during his youth. No, I did not. I've always hated haggis. How dare you? How dare you? Favorite meal of his it was. No, it was not. I hate haggis. Haggis and black pudding are very similar. Very similar. Not a fan of it. Not a fan. Black pudding's way more common though. Like haggis is something that people only eat in like special Scottish occasions. Black pudding shows up a lot more in like breakfast sort of food. Like you've heard of a full English breakfast? Well, there's a Scottish equivalent of that. There's a Scottish breakfast, which has slightly different things on it. For example, it has potato scone on it, which English breakfast won't have. Blood pudding sounds much more mel. I mean, yeah, true. Ugh. Haggis is for special occasions or tourists, yeah. I've never met anyone who just has haggis randomly for dinner because they feel like having haggis. You just eat a bunch of it and your blood feels thicker like John Candy. Yeah, if you don't tell me what something is, I'm not eating it. I am far too fussy to ever trust you. And not just you specifically, like you as in anyone. Do 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 do. Eek. Links draais weer, links draais weer, links draais weer, links. Links draais weer, links draais weer, links draais weer, links. Bit of Rammstein. Nothing wrong with that, eh? Spice up the mood. Haggis of sheep guts. Yes. More or less. Menudo is mostly eaten with a purpose. It's a Sunday meal. It's for Christmas. It's especially good for hangovers. Yeah, I'm good. I'll stick with beef and chicken. My joke was funny, goddammit. That was alright. Oh dear. I'll tell you what I like though, I like crispy peanuts. Those I like. Mm. Need to space those ones out though because they're goddamn spicy. The regular chili peanuts I can eat with a mouthful. The crispy coating ones, there's something about the spiciness and the crispy coating that's just so much more potent that I can only eat one at a time. And they're very quick. I do need to drink while I'm eating them. I don't know what a fideo is. Usually tomato soup I have for the record. I'll have chicken occasionally, but usually tomato soup. Noodles and soup. Sounds like ramen, which I'm not particularly fond of for whatever reason. I tend to be quite fussy with the types of noodles I like. So you teach me about horror movies and I teach you about Mexican cuisine. You might like Taco Bell better than Menudo though, because obviously there's a special texture to it. Of course there is, yes. On texture, people always forget about texture. Like some people think taste is everything. So there's plenty of things I like the taste of, but I don't like the texture. Oranges, for example, or tangerines, or any type of variation of an orange. I love orange flavored things plenty. I like orange juice. I like orange flavored whatever. But an actual orange, I hate the feeling of it in my mouth. I hate it. It's so squishy. I don't like it. Do you know, I've never been into grilled cheese. Although we don't call it that, we call it a toasty. But I've never been into it for whatever reason. At a craft service breakfast today, I made a bagel with eggs and cream cheese. Ugh. Not for me. As long as there's pulp in the orange juice. Orange juice without pulp is a crime. Nah, no pulp. I want no... I don't want anything in my beverage. I want nothing that floats around in there. I want nothing but pure liquid. Today I made a vegetarian low sodium cabbage soup. It was gross. It sounds gross. Cabbage soup does not sound nice. I feel the same about my peaches. They're not bad, but too furry for me. Yep. Pulp is a little flavor crystals that pop in your mouth. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate stuff floating in my drinks. Pulp is not for me. I think cabbage is meant to be either salty or sweet. Low sodium is probably not going to work well. Cabbage soup sounds like something they make you eat in a Russian gulag. Oh dear. Ho 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 how how wow wow. I like the cabbage salad at KFC. I hate that mayonnaise is like a standard thing that's on a lot of burgers. I hate it with a passion. There's so many special types of burger that I just don't ever try because it comes with mayonnaise as default, and I can't be bothered ordering it special without mayonnaise.
This was garbage. you understand?
Thank you, rude boy. Spin for you. In Russia, you don't eat cabbage, cabbage eat you. That sounds about right. Wheel spin, here we go. Oh, a hint. I like lettuce well enough in a burger. Tomato, I can kind of take or leave. Mayo, though, I hate with a passion. I can't. If mayo's touched anything, I can't eat it. All right, hint. You get a hint. No square, but you do get a hint. There's so many I could give that would give it away immediately. And I'm not going to use those because it's too easy. And we're already at 2 out of 4. Do I hate the taste of vinegar? No, actually, I think vinegar's fine. I don't like salt though, funnily enough. I hate salt. I never put salt in anything. Grandma was the same way. Yeah, I can't stand mayo. So the hint, the hint is that this film features a target for assassination. There is someone who's been targeted for assassination. That is the hint. Well, maybe I'm laying that on too thick. There's someone who's been targeted. Actually, no. Well, technically, no. I can't really say that. Hold on. I'm slightly off. Okay, I'll put it this way. Someone needs to be protected from a bad person. I need to make sure my hint holds up here. Someone needs to be protected from the bad guy. Oh yeah. Well, no, this is the thing. Mayonnaise is made from egg, and I hate egg. I hate mayonnaise. Like the fact that I hate both of those makes sense. They go hand in hand. It's the creaminess I don't like though. The vinegar part of vinegar I'm fine with. I don't know what Miracle Whip is. Miracle Whip's not a thing here. This is all news to me. Da 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 da. I guess I'll just guess the cliche. The bodyguard. That's incorrect, but solid logic. Can't fault it. Can't fault it. So you would hate a Thousand Island dressing because it's mayo, ketchup, and oil. Yes, probably. For example, I've never had a Big Mac because the Big Mac sauce is like a mayo-based thing. And if I don't get that, then what's the point of getting a Big Mac? It's kind of the... Other than the fact that there's the bun in the middle, it's the main reason to get a Big Mac. It's what makes it a Big Mac. It's called the Big Mac sauce, for Christ's sake. Yeah, you just never noticed. It just blends in for you, but for me it's like, ugh. Egginess. Because I've not had a burger since I gave up cheese because with the exception of the standard size hamburger, which no one who's an adult ever gets because they're tiny. Nothing on the menu comes either without cheese or mayonnaise at both McDonald's and Burger King. It's shocking. I thought, oh, I could get a Whopper. Oh no, the Whopper comes with mayo. And yes, I could ask for just no mayo. I could. Oh, pasta, still eat it? I still eat pasta. I don't have it a lot though. I'm not a big pasta person. I have pasta once every couple of weeks maybe. Yeah, I discovered when I was young I hated eggs. If you get the freshest food when you special order at McDonald's and Burger King. That's true. I always used to have to do it when I was younger because I was really fussy and didn't want anything on my burgers, all on the cheese. So I'd have to ask for plain cheeseburgers, and they'd always have to make them special. Make them think you're allergic. Yeah. What's funny actually, is that I saw that KFC here have started doing a vegan burger, and I thought, oh, for a laugh, maybe I'll try the vegan burger. But it comes with fake mayo, and I thought it'd be really weird to go up and say, hey, can I get the vegan chicken burger, no mayo? And then they'll say, but there's no mayo on it, it's not real mayo. And I'll go, I know, but I don't like real mayo, so I don't want the fake mayo on it either. And I thought there would be just a weird, a weird conversation that takes place trying to justify why I want something taken off the vegan burger. So I'll just not. I'll get a proper burger. I'm not a big chicken burger anyway. Fake meal might be different. Oh yeah, it will be different, but I don't like. Even if it's halfway tasting like mayonnaise, I don't want it. I'm not a big chicken burger guy anyway. I love chicken, but for some reason, chicken burgers have never been a thing I like. I like burgers and I like chicken, but for some reason, you put a slab of chicken in a bun, and I'm just not interested. So yeah, well, I mean, my options are what? Get a quarter pounder and ask for no cheese at McDonald's, like a weirdo. So it's a decent sized burger. Or I like the tactic of saying I'm allergic to mayonnaise though. I can just say that every time I'm ordering a burger in a restaurant, and they'll never have to question it. And they can't argue if I send it back. Ah, they do. I just there's lots of times where I'll take the easy option of just picking something else than getting something with an alteration. Oh, I never get chicken nuggets. Mayo always says ketchup in the UK. Well, the UK is full of shit. Did you see how the election went? England's a bunch of bastards. So no wonder they like mayonnaise more. Because my go to at Burger King used to be the XL bacon double cheeseburger. That said, though, I looked up the nutritional information once and kind of shocked myself into why I shouldn't do that anymore. um, yeah, the color mattered. You know, you looked at that green ketchup and it just looked disgusting, even though technically there was nothing different about it except food coloring. Do you like malt vinegar? Yeah, malt vinegar's fine. If I have vinegar, I mean, I'll never have vinegar on fish. And it tends to just be a sprinkling of it. I've seen people eat fries with mayonnaise in the UK. Not super commonly, but it's like, you know, I've been out at group meals where there's that one person who dips their fries in mayonnaise, and I had to like look away because it was making me want to puke. My brother mixes ranch dressing and ketchup to dip his fries in. Ugh. Have a cheap month and do a Papa John's and have 40 pizzas in the month. You mean a cheap month? Because that ain't going to be cheap. 40 Papa John's pizzas are not cheap. We don't have Wendy's here. I can't comment on the fries. I'm not a big fan of the fries at any of the fast food places, to be honest. Mainly because they pre-salt most of them, and I do not like salt on things. I love pizza too. I ate too much of it. I made a choice to cut out cheese. You probably could cut the cheese. There's an option to do it. I could totally order a pizza with just meat on it and some like sauce. Oh, let me see if that's. I'm pretty sure that's possible. Let me go to Papa John's. Oh. Swap my postcode. Hold on. Minimum spend for delivery is $12.99. What? £10 off when you spend 25. That's pretty good. You can get 2 pieces. Vegetarian pizzas. There's vegan pizzas with fake cheese. Don't know what's on those. There's build your own, damn it. Oh, here we go. Create your own. They've changed the website a little bit. Cross cheese type. Yeah, no cheese is an option. You can get a no cheese pizza from Papa John's. Although it's not actually working right now. It keeps not letting me select it, but I think this is just a website glitch. But it is an option. I mean, it is an option. It'd be weird. I don't know. I guess it's just a one-sided sandwich, really. At that point, it's just bread with some sauce and meat on top of it. Yeah, bolognese pizza without cheese could be something. Yeah, I'll choose a top. Okay. Where's my usual stuff? Okay, I had to pick toppings first. All cheese will be removed from your pizza. Maybe I should get a cheeseless pizza at some point. I'm not doing it now. For a start, it's almost 3 a.m. 11 LA, so we have weird stuff like gluten-free peas pizza and cauliflower dough pizza. That's interesting. I have no problem eating the bread and the sauce and maybe some meat. Would have been better off eating cardboard. Maybe I'll try it at some point. I mean, pieces are really expensive that you order from those chains. Feels weird to order a gimped pizza. If you're avoiding pizza due to the cheese and health, I think the crust is probably the worst culprit of bad news. I never eat the crust though. I hate the crust. Well, on most pizzas. It depends on the pizza. And the reason for that is usually because I'm eating a pizza to myself, and I'd rather fill up on the main part of the pizza, which is the nice part. The only time I really eat crust is if I'm sharing with someone, and I only get a few slices, and then I'll eat the crust as well to fill myself up. But if I'm eating a pizza on my own, I'll just eat the main part. The crust is the meaning. The crust is just the handle. That's its purpose. Everything else, otherwise, it's just there for nothing. The crust is merely a practical convenience. Ah. Alright, I'm giving you the 40-minute warning to get to 4 things for Jackbox. Not being on quite as late tonight. I'm saying the bread part of the pizza is the worst of the two. Oh, the crust meaning the entire... Oh, I get what you mean, okay. Okay. I don't count all the bread as the crust. The crust is just the edges. Well, in that case, I just want to get any pizza then. You've convinced me, rude boy. So yeah, 40 minutes until... I mean, I've already been on for 2 hours, Renegade, to be fair. It's not like that short. But if we do unlock Jackbox, then, that's another 20 or so minutes. So I'm timing this so that I'll definitely be done by 4 my time. If that maketh senseth. I wasn't trying to do a lisp there. I was trying to just say ith at the end of it. Sense ith. But it came out as like a lisp impression. There you go, Elsa. The hint is that there's a character that needs to be protected from the bad guy. Pizza as glorious as it tastes, it's bad news if you eat it often and will pack on pounds over a weekend. Yep. Which is why I'm avoiding it, because I relied on it too much as just a go-to thing to have like 3 times a week. Spin! Alright, Elsa wants a spin. Which she is owed. Spin number 4. That is a hint. It's close, but it's not like 50-50. It's very clearly in the green there. So you get another hint. Okay, another hint. Second hint. Okay, it involves the main character going undercover. That's hint number 2. It involves the main character going undercover. I'll take that away. I don't know if you did that right now. Big Mama's house, witness protection. Got those detective brains thinking. I like it. Do 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 do. Oh, May 31st for the Snowpiercer show. Great news. I have seen Big Mama's house though. I remember enough to give a hint or two, so undercover would imply cop, right? Yeah, cop. Well, I mean, cop or agent or any law enforcement, I guess. Did you like Snowpiercer? Snowpiercer's an okay B movie, but I do think it was overrated by everyone. It's not as deep as it thinks it is. Um, the director's a good director though. He's done a lot of good stuff. He just directed Parasite, of course, and he did Mother, the Korean film, not the Aronofsky one, and he directed Memories of Murder, which was pretty good. Snowpiercer is supposed to be deep. Yeah, it kind of is. Like, some people really love that movie as this, social commentary on class. You consider Snowpiercer a B movie? Yeah, kinda. I I think Snowpiercer has good action and it's well shot, but I think the dramatic weight of what it's trying to do at the end is completely buckled and kind of silly. There's a scene with Chris Evans, an emotional scene that I actually thought was kind of bad and kind of made me not laugh, but I couldn't take it seriously. I felt like it was going too far to try and shock me. Um, so yeah, I would say as a B movie, I enjoy it because there's a. Didn't he do Old Boy? No, that's Chan Wook Park, different director. I was avoiding spoilers, Renegade, but yeah. Would you consider Upgrade a B movie? Yeah, I would. It's a good B movie. Um, I really want it to not be a B movie. I really want it to be even better than it is because it's got a lot of things that I really like about it. What I'm saying, Rude Boy, though, is that the reasons why I do like what I like about it is the B movie qualities. It's the goofy notion of being on the train because I think the concept is inherently B movie. There's a lot of weird flaws in the science of it. Like why is society on a train that's moving? Surely there's so many things that could go wrong with that. Um, I think B movie is just as much about concept as it is to do with budget. And if anything, I think the concept is more important to whether it's a B movie or not than the budget. I think you can have a $200 million B movie. I mean, it wasn't that bad a spoiler, Renegade. You were kind of vague, but um, it's kind of the big thing towards the end. So I was being very cautious. If you want to see the image again, I can put it back up. I just thought you'd seen it at the same a bunch. Yeah, I mean Jurassic Park is a B movie that just elevates itself beyond being a B movie because it's directed and treated like a proper movie. Same with Alien. Alien is a B movie concept. It's so skillfully put together that it rises above its place, if as it were. Um, for me, Snowpiercer, the good stuff is like action scenes where there's like fights between groups of people with hammers and shit like that. I think that stuff's really fun. Uh, but yeah, we could probably have a whole conversation about what defines a B movie to me. But Escape from LA is a B movie. 50 million isn't a huge budget or anything, but Escape from New York was only 6 million, I think. They're both B movies. Escape from New York's a B movie. It's a much loved B movie, but it's a B movie. There's nothing wrong with being a B movie. Like, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. I want to guess the Siege. It's not the Siege, but fine guess, fine guess. I love Escape from New York. Ellie didn't hold up as well though. If you like the rated movies, you should really play through the Yakuza 0 at some point. I actually have Yakuza 0 on PlayStation. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, on line 8, B movie is a cheaply produced motion picture. That's fair enough. I honestly, it's just how I've always considered it and talked about it is always kind of been my definition. I've never thought about budget as being the determining factor. But yeah. I guess put simply, I've always thought of a B movie as just being a movie that's on the surface level without much depth. Last spin, please. I need to see what car they're driving, although I'm hoping I'll get a second image. Okay. Here we go. Elsa's last spin. Be a good one. Be a good one. Could she go all 5 with no garbage? Another hint. Jeez. Should I make the hint really easy this time because it's the third one on the same image? Elsa's last spin sounds ominous. Okay, last hint. You get your hair back fast, Peter? Yeah, my hair goes quite quick. Okay, final hint is this too easy? Maybe it should be easy at this point. Because my logic with the images is always that if there's a third one, the third one should be really easy. Because at that point you've revealed so much that you might as well have a easy time of it. $5.99? Your pieces are so cheap. $5.99 is ridiculously cheap. Like we spend more than that, and the exchange rate means that we're already paying more anyway. If we paid $5.99, we'd be paying more, but we don't pay $5.99. If you're ordering from Domino's, you're paying more than £10 for one pizza. Anyway, that's not final hint necessarily. Could be more, but third hint. Your pizza. Way to go, Elsa. Hmm. Final hint. Not final. I keep saying final. Okay. I can't think any more vague ones, so I will simply say there is no bathroom. That is hint number 3. There is no bathroom. That's easy. Oh yeah. If you said that line to me, I'd get this instantly. Maybe my favorite line in the movie. If we get a 4th hint for this one, I'll tell you what, I'll do it again, but I'll do an impression of the person that says it. See, Tyler gets it. Pizza and pasta, as far as ingredients, is one of the best, one of the least expensive for restaurant owners to sell. The ingredients are not expensive as far as overhead costs for the business owner. Haven't watched a lot of movies, okay? Da-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-da. Kindergarten Cop, please. So I'll say that line again. There is no bathroom! Kindergarten Cop is the correct answer. This is an early scene in the film. Let me just put these back on for the sake of the next round. When his partner is throwing up over the bridge because she ate too much junk food. When his twins 2 come out. Hopefully never. Leave it alone. Who is your daddy and what does he do? I need to watch Kindergarten Cop again. It's been too long. It's been too long. Good work though, guys. Good work. Okay. 3/4. Maybe I'll base how many you need for Jackbox depending on how long I plan on streaming. You know, if it's a longer stream, maybe I put it up to 5 or 6, maybe even. But if it's going to be a really long stream, I don't know. You up right by Daddy Vito a few months ago. Hey. New image, please. We are running out of time. Yeah, you got 23 minutes. I'm getting it right now. Get it right now. Get it right now. I'm browsing. I'm browsing for more. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I wish YouTube had the channel points like Twitch. Channel points? You mean like the bits? Or what? What are we talking about? I would never have gotten Carrot Caught from that image. That's why I picked it. That's dirty, Pete. That's not dirty. That's the game. That's the point of the game, Renegade. Me picking an obscure image from the movie isn't cheating. That's the whole point of the game. Alright, images in place. Twitch has a new feature like you accumulate points from the streamer's channel by watching the stream, and the streamer will usually have fun goals you can spend the points on. Ah, okay. You're blackmailing us. I'm not blackmailing you, I'm making it challenging. Alright. Elsa gets a free spin. Here we go, here we go. Spin, 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 spin. Spin, spin a Rooney. And the square. Okay, straightforward enough. Elsa. There you go. What could it be? B2. Is there any actor more insane than Tom Cruise when it comes to stunts? None springing to mind. Din 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 din. Looks like an office you see up in the rafters of a warehouse. All the speculation is so good. All the speculation. I like Daddy DeVito. Even though he's in Batman Returns, one of my most hated movies of all time. I'll blame him. He's great in It's Always Sunny. He's great in Twins. He's great in a bunch of stuff. Ruthless People. If I'm remembering that name right, the one with Bette Midler. That one's really good. And Judge Reinhold. Dee 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 dee. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. For a second, I thought you said Dan Didio instead of DeVito. And I was like, you better hate Didio, Peter. I mean, I have my problems with Didio, no doubt, no doubt. He's a controversial character in the comic book world. He'll last as long as him in the industry by pissing people off. He's been relevant for 5 decades. Yep, that's true. That's true. Because Taxi was in the 70s, right? I kind of love though that for the most part, the last 10 plus years are just It's Always Sunny. He does. I know he's done a couple of movies here or there, but for the most part, that's what he does now. He just does that because he likes doing it. He doesn't need the money. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. He just likes making that silly show with those younger folk. I was going to say young folk, but they're not really that young anymore. They were young when they started the show. Now they're all pushing 40. The one thing I'll give Didio some props for is realising how bad he messed up New 52 and letting Rebirth happen because of it. Yep. Hopefully he's not too vindictive about manipulating things right now. But we'll see. We'll see how things go when 5G books start to fizzle in. La, 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 la. I'd like to see Charlie Day in more comedy movies. He was good in Horrible Bosses. I liked him in the Pacific Rim movies. But yeah, he's not in a whole bunch as of yet. 17 minutes on the clock, for the record. 17 minutes. I feel like Elsa had to go and get her pizza. What did I miss? Pizza arrived. We're waiting on your guess. We're waiting on your guess, Elsa. I figured you went and get your pizza. MF or Jones is the best thing about Horrible Bosses. Oh, I love his story as to how he gets that name. Did I like the Horrible Bosses movies? I thought the second one wasn't good. I liked the first one quite a bit. The second one was amusing enough, but I only ever saw it once. I never felt the need to rewatch it, so it wasn't as good as the first one. Really leaves that. I'm going to be back in a second, guys, so you can debate to your heart's content. I need to go use the bathroom. I will add on time to the timer, though, to account for the bathroom break. So there's 15 minutes at the time of leaving. So there'll be 15 minutes when I get back. Okay? Sound fair? Good. Alright, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Oh, that walk back was rough. What's all this? Who's this imposter? Male Fuzz Extra. That's not me. Right, it's boarding school 11th and 12th grade. I have no shame in going to the bathroom. Nor have I. Have I? But that wasn't me. Seriously, look. If I type something in the chat. That's not me. That's a different account. Someone's playing tricks. Who cares about doors? We both know Tim couldn't figure out how to log into a different YouTube account and talk to us. Did Pete die? I'm so sorry I took time to wash my hands after I was finished, Renegade. Not quick enough for you. Alright. Call it 17 minutes. Okay, 2 extra minutes just so it ends at a nice round number. "17 minutes. Elsa's got a guess. I think. Robocop's good? Not good. Not right though. So it's all I play for. 17 minutes. Well, 16 now. To unlock the Jackbox. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na, dan 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 dan. There you go. Did you ever see the 2-part episode of Married with Children where the Bundys go to the UK city of Lower Uncton? And did you like it? I've seen all of that show, so I definitely saw it. I watched through the whole thing in order. I'd seen a lot of it growing up, but I watched through the whole thing in order maybe about 8-9 years ago. I can't say I remember that episode specifically. I was really going to guess An Officer and a Gentleman, but I figured the probabilities of that being correct was even lower than RoboCop, so I took a gamble. No, I get the logic. 15 minutes on the clock. Yeah. What do you think it would be? Is it worth trying? Not this time, obviously, because we're already in the last little stretch, but in the future, experimenting with time limits for each image. Would you think that would make it more fun, or just be an unnecessary thing? Like maybe instead of the 8 squares rule, because obviously right now if we get to 8 squares and no one gets it, the screenshot's just a dud. What if instead of that, like each image is only, I don't know, 30 minutes long? I don't know. Just to keep it moving is kind of my thing. Like, you know, rather than having like stretches and then flurries and whatnot. Kind of depends if people care enough, though. No time limits, we get desperate and reckless. Yeah, that's fair. It's the episode where the townspeople lure the Bundys to England because they need to kill them and end the curse. They haven't had sunshine since Seamus Bundy did something to ruin the town long ago. Pete, when you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, the newest season, did you get a kick out of seeing the Shadow King? I don't think I've seen him yet. I've only seen the first 4 episodes so far. I watched the one with Bryan Cranston in it last night, actually, when he's a therapist. If there's a time limit, it should maybe be every other screenshot. Explain. How does that work? I'm unclear exactly. So one could take like an hour and a half, and and then the next one's like, okay, 30 minutes, and that's all you've got. As in, one round has a time limit, you win that round, and the next one doesn't. Just that way, all of them aren't time limits. Yeah, no. I mean, if you guys don't think it'd be fun to have time limits on all of them, then we won't bother with it. But it was just a way to maybe give each one kind of a wrap up tension. But I'd take the 8 squares thing away if we did that. Not that I suspect a lot of them would get to 8 squares anyway if they were only half an hour each. There should be a time limit, but for Peter, maybe every 15 minutes he shows us another square. Okay. So let's say each screenshot is 30 minutes. At the 15-minute mark, I give you a random free square or something like that. Okay. Well, the last one before Jackbox always has a time limit anyway. No, I'm only 4 in, Bob. I'll be watching it fairly quickly, I think, but I haven't finished yet. We hit 8 squares, we lose. Yeah, that's what the rule is right now, yeah. Think of it this way. It's been a 2-hour show and we only got 3 of 4. Odds are we don't solve the 4 photos and rid the kingdom of the curse of the movie photos. 10 minutes, by the way. You got 10 minutes now. We could take breaks in between screenshots, though, I suppose, if we had time limits on it. If there were strict 30-minute things.
This
$3 for 3 spins.
Garbage.
Yeah, if you may. If that's what you want, you can get 3 spins. Well, I mean, you get 1 at a time. You have to take each guess after each spin. Yeah. I'm still trying to decide how to do these bulk ones, but yeah, for now, just you get a guess after each spin. I don't know if there's maybe a penalty and you don't get as many guesses, but you get 3 spins, if that makes sense. What am I doing? Need the wheel first. Wheel.
This was garbage.
Oh, Rude Boy's in there as well. Thanks, Rude Boy.
You
And Cindy. Like, if we don't get it this time, next stream will be 5 wins. Oh, so like a running kind of basically like a once we win it resets to 4. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it gets harder if you are shit and don't get it. All right, spin wheel. Here's Cindy's first spin. That's a square. All right, Cindy, go for it. Oh. C2. C2, C2, there we go. There you go. So, at least as of tonight, you're getting a guess for every dollar when you buy in bulk. I'm not so sure if that should stick necessarily. Because it's really complicated how to handle all the guesses. Now you kind of have to though, because if you want to separate them and have them in different times, then you have to have a guess after each one. So yeah, you do have to have a guess after each one. I have an idea, but I know it's wrong. Well, I mean, throw it out, Renegade. No harm in. It might make me think of something, or I can unwrong it potentially. Spin, reveal, guess. Yes. Right, that square makes my theory even more possible as far as being a warehouse skybox office. Your guess is Predator? Predator's incorrect. Predator's incorrect. Spin number 2. Oh, unless you don't want it just now. But you get a pick before I pass it on to Rude Boy. You can have 3 in a row if you want. Spin 2. Here we go. Spin number 2. Another square. Straightforward. Take your pick. La 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 la. Oh, you just meant a guess for the movie, Renegade. I thought you meant to get like an ID for a rule. Sorry. B3. It's faster when buying in bulk, no wasted time on our part. Sure. Sure. That's a good point. So Cindy's guess for a second spin is what we're waiting on, and then she has the choice to spin again or pass it to Rude Boy. Very good guess. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Nah, it's not. It's not Bill and Ted. Sorry, it's not Bill and Ted. But fair. But fair. Are we spinning for a third time? Or was that not the guess? No, I'll spin. Okay. I kind of took it as a guess and told you it was wrong, so. Another square. There you go, you're getting all squares. 4th square, come on. What do we want? What do we want? I'll look at the images actually in case I need to add one so I can do it quickly. C3. There you go. Consider images. Looks like it's filmed in A's. Nightmare on Elm Street is incorrect, but nice guess. Alright, that puts us on to Rude Boy, who I assume wants his spin. So here we go, spin for Rude Boy. Oh, I'm sorry, Rude Boy. That's the first garbage of the night, though. First garbage of the night, but you still get your guess. Got that middle block. 2 minutes left for the record. Any tips that are made before the time limit is hit will still be honoured in overtime, if that makes sense. Escape from New York. It's incorrect, but fair guess, fair guess. 2 minutes. 2 minutes on the clock. Tyler swooped in. Thank you, Tyler. I will get the spin going. I won't wait for the GIF. It's got a square. It's in the purple. It's a square.
This was
GIF's playing behind there.
You understand?
You've seen it. You've seen it. What's the square? Oh dear. No, 1 minute left. Tyler wants the square. Tyler wants the square. B1. Any tips made in this minute will be honoured. Oh! Speaking of, Tyler's on another one. You've got a guess before I take the next spin. Tyler's banking one for after the time limit.
This was garbage. You understand?
Thanks, Tyler. Oh, I need to add on 5 to the thing. Hold on, let me just see what the amount is. 37, so it's going up to 42. Oh. There we go. Second spins for Rude Boy since you got garbaged. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, time is up. Time is up. But obviously we have two. We have a guest from Tyler and then one.
Of course, that's the most iconic.
Wait, what was that? Whoa, Cindy with a 5. I'll count that, I'll count it. By the time it went through, I'll count it. I'll count it. I saw Cindy. I saw. I count it. Is that for 5 spins or for 1 guaranteed screenshot in a top 5? It hadn't hit 41 yet and the clock is fine. You want a screenshot? Okay. I have to wait until I get to you, but screenshot, cool. Go, 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 go. Do the right thing is incorrect. I'll put the screen image back up though. Most casinos don't ever close. You're making us into junkie. Okay, Rude Boy's up next. So spin, spinaroo. Tyler's gift of a spin. Oh, I thought it was going to be garbage again, which would have made me laugh. It'd have been cruel, but it'd have made me laugh. What would you like? Yeah, square. Oh dear. C1. C1. I feel like you were hoping to see his feet there, and unfortunately the angle is not quite right for it. Your guess is Police Academy 4. That is actually correct. There you go. I'm impressed you could tell that was David Spade. I thought the face was iffy enough to obscure it. Should have known better. I should have known better. So Cindy, I mean you, you can save that screenshot for the next time you're here, basically. Yeah, Cindy can just say she wants a screenshot when she's here for the next one. Cindy's usually here early on, so it's not like we'll even be waiting that long for it. She doesn't have to be first though. We can start a new game without her if she's not here. You can get a top 5 though. It's a $5 tip. You have a top 5 if you want. Not only do I recognise Spade, I'm a Police Academy series fan. Damn, I was hoping for people it would be too obscure for people. But yeah, there you go. So next time, I do like the idea of if you don't get like the total, that the total gets added on to next time. But at the same time, I do also like the idea of having the goal be higher if it's a longer stream. I think that is fair. So this ultimately will be about a 3-hour stream, and it was 4. So if I'm expecting the stream to be 4 or 5 hours, I might bump it up to 5 by default. But I do like the idea if you didn't get like all 4 last stream, then it goes up. That said, if you get 4 early, we can have like a bonus overtime thing where if it goes to 6, you get 2 Jackboxes. I think that's also fair. Not tonight, obviously. Okay, cool. Alright, well, we're getting Quiplash then. Although top 5 for Cindy. You got a top 5? You get a top 5. Oh, things are falling over the place. Your audience is an octopus of genre era director experts, and when we join forces, we become Voltron. Yeah, it's fair on longer streams, more wins required. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Yeah, so Saturday will, I mean, unless my sleeping pattern's kind of weird, Saturday will probably be a longer stream, so Saturday may have a higher total, but I should be streaming on Saturday night, as if all goes to plan. Yeah, screenshot game's fun. It's good fun. Maybe we'll even have variations on it at some point if I think of new ideas to, you know, mesh it. Like, not replace this one, but have like an alternate thing that we can do that's a little bit different. At 5 or 6 on Saturday, like usual. Yeah, around that time. You can make it fun with themes. Themes, as in like similar genres of movie, or do you mean like actually play music? I can't do that. Copyright man. I'd say comic book covers, but that's not fair to anyone besides probably David and I. Yeah. Yeah. I could maybe add in TV shows to the mix. Top 5 sci-fi movies that aren't in the Terminator or Alien universe. Oh, okay, all right. Not too hard. I can still help myself with that one a little bit, but interesting caveat. Let me go to one of my old sci-fi lists for help. No, as in movies that fit a theme doesn't necessarily have to be from one specific genre. Okay, all right. Yeah. I think if I was making you pick the episode, I'd tell you what show it is first. Right, top 5 sci-fi with no Alien or Terminator movies. Okay. Okay, in that case, I think number 5. Yeah, I think number 5 is Moon. Number 4 is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Number 3 is Back to the Future. Number 2 is Serenity. And number 1... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me back up. Number 5 is The Thing. Number 4 is Moon. Number 3 is 2001. Number 2 is Back to the Future. Number 1 is Serenity. Boom. There you go. I almost said Aliens was number 1. I almost said Aliens was number 1. The one rule I had was no Aliens or Terminator movies. Mess. What? I'm sorry you weren't happy with your top 5. I don't think it's a case of whether it's more sci-fi or comedy, Rude Boy. I think it's a case of it can be both. They don't cancel each other out. Just like Alien is equally sci-fi and horror. Genres can stack. And while sometimes it can definitely be more of one than the other, sometimes they can stack pretty equally. I wouldn't call Back to the Future a comedy, though. I'd say it's more of a sci-fi adventure than I would a comedy. I did. I messed it up. I know. I would say something like Guardians of the Galaxy is far, if you're going to argue that one is enough comedy to maybe call it a comedy first, something like Guardians of the Galaxy would be closer. Although I still wouldn't call that a comedy first, but do you know what your sin is, Mal? Go on, finish it off, Tyler. Okay. At first I thought she meant movies without aliens. Oh, right. Hell, I'm a fan of all 7, but right now I'm going to have to go with Wrath. Fancy that, Joss Whedon has good dialogue. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? Hey, after 2 streams, that's a healthy amount towards that CPU. Healthy amount. I thought of a premise for a movie. Well, go on then, as I'm setting up for Jackbox. Earl Quiplash. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. I put that over there. Hopefully the PC doesn't crash when I open Jackbox. Always good. Partly why I want a new PC. To help with crashing. Okay, that does open. The Aspire. Oh, no, sorry, Chatbox. Somehow Google and the government are watching us and observing the individual... Oh, crap. I don't want this audio. Observing individual reasoning of each wheel spinner and calculating observational intelligence for a bigger agenda. Oh dear. What was I going to say? Yeah. Yeah. For the record, the CPU for the PC goals that are going to be happening over a lot of this year, the CPU is the barring the graphics card, which will be last because there's probably going to be new ones out by the time I get there. CPU is the most expensive part. The goals will be smaller because I'm planning on doing the motherboard after the CPU, which is the next expensive thing. Which I've not worked out what it'll be in dollars yet, goal wise, but probably about 250, I imagine. And then after that, things are a fair bit cheaper. Can we please see that 4 out of 4? Oh, you want me to actually change it? Sure, I'll change it. Just for the satisfaction. There you go. 4 out of 4. After this, I'm going for as well. I'm finishing my mechanics. Which CPU did you pick? I think I'm going with the AMD. I think I'm going with the Ryzen 7 3700. I think the added threads, are going to benefit. The only thing I don't like about going Ryzen is that the motherboards, because they have PCI 4, have little proprietary fans on the motherboard. And I've heard that from old timers when this used to be more common, those could be unreliable and were a pain to deal with if they broke down. But the good news is that because these motherboards come with PCI 4, it actually future-proofs them for newer graphics cards that are going to use PCI 4 in the future. So there's actually a good reason to go with Ryzen for future-proofing sake, in that sense. So Tyler was definitely the buzzer beater chiming in and picking the perfect square. Yeah, he was. Yeah, if you hadn't picked that square on the left, you wouldn't have got it. I like doing that. I like having just like one thing on the image that'll reveal something really important. That makes it funny to me. Oh, where are you going? Get the door for the cat. Furry little menace that he is. Alright, putting in my code. So I'm excited about my new PC. It's going to take me a while to actually get all the parts, but hopefully we can do it before it's too silly long. Because after the motherboard, all the parts are more or less £100. So to convert that to dollars, add on the 30%. That said, though, I'll be adding some money to it as well. It's not like I'm just relying on donations for it. Like there's probably one or two parts that I'll just get like independently. And because I'm looking at a terabit M2 SSD as well as a regular 2TB hard drive. I'm looking at 32GB of RAM because when you do content, it's actually much better to have a lot of RAM. Who are we just waiting on now? Cindy? I think it's just Cindy, yeah. Oh no, Bob's here too. Bob's here too. Yeah, it's almost a full house. You gonna be audience? Okay. Everybody's in then, and anyone who does want to join the audience can do so by just joining in after the game started. The code will be back on the screen during the game. So, I'm not sure. Actually, Tyler, what's your opinion on the stock AMD coolers? Because the one that comes with the Ryzen's is actually meant to be pretty decent for a stock cooler, and I could save money by not getting like a dedicated, like separate cooler. But I was going to get one if I was going Intel anyway. So if I want a tower one, because that's the one thing I don't like about the stock cooler is that it's not a tower, so the airflow doesn't go through it the same way that you would. I have a stock AMD cooler and I've never had any heating issues. Okay, cool. That makes me feel better. Because that's like £60-70 saved by not having to get another separate one. Alright, questions. That's number one. Okay, I'll go with that. The worst thing you have written on the butt area of your shorts. Okay. I'll get comfortable, I suppose. Bob with the big score right off the bat. Super Quiplash. The hardest job to do while on roller skates. I have to admit, I don't think alleys are that funny. They're just really obvious things that would be hard on roller skates. They both include blades. Yeah, they do. Neither is funny and one is mine. What a good Christian yells right after he's been shot in the foot. Oh, sweet Mary's untouched vajayjay. Great use of your rights. Should have said stripper. I think with the surgery, there's someone else at risk, not just yourself. Whereas the throwing knives, it's just you at least. The name a Starbucks barista would write on the cup for Mohandas Gandhi. My hands in G. Cindy's in the audience. La 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 la. Oh, Cindy, stop that being a super quiplash. All these points. The title of an Arctic movie for elephants. Big elephant holes under the trunks. I thought under the trunks was a good pun. Funny line to say right before you're burned at the stake. This didn't happen on the hit TV show. I thought this was going to be barbecue. It was a cheap shot. Oh, Cindy stopped it being a super quiplash. Oh, didn't take away too many points. Could have been way worse. Round one ends. Third place. I think I'm happy with that. They upped my game. Curse the sudden but inevitable betrayal. That's my. I'm wearing that shirt like right now. Yeah, yeah. All right, questions. No! I think I missed a letter. I didn't get it in time. Last time you want to find in your cat's hairball. Okay, okay. What? Was that too loud? Yeah, I don't know how to answer mine. There's definitely something really funny to say with my second question. I just couldn't quite get it. I couldn't quite nail the comedy. I'll get Tyler getting tons of Tyler's gonna win. This is upsetting. Something an overexcited fan would yell at a tense dog show. Not the leg, not the leg. Run, bitch, run. Wesker. You little menace. Ho, 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 ho. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, oh, so close. So close. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Oh, and also. Oh, both cheap shots. Both cheap shots. Which cheap shot will win? Which cheap shot? Which cheap shot is a funnier answer? Oh, oh, that was almost a super quiplash. Cindy saved it for Rude Boy. An awkward thing to shout while you're bouncing on a trampoline with your friend. Oh no, I think my tampon fell out. Oh, your boobs, sir. Extra. Bah. That second one was clearly rushed. Clearly, whoever did that was under extreme pressure and should be forgiven for everything. I also got some points. There you go. Honestly, Elsa's was funnier, to be honest. I'd like to see in the cover of Cosmo 17 Tricks 4 how to get your man off and hurt him, braiding your pubes. Hey, Caster. Welcome. Quickest way to get out of a conversation is to look at the clock and say, not terrible, I guess. He's an agent of chaos. Gwyneth Paltrow sells candles that smell like her vag on her website. That is so weird and random to know. Your vote didn't go through? That's weird. Wait, how did I go to second place? I didn't do that well that round. Comic Lash. Make sure you wait until you see the comic on screen before you answer. I kind of ran out of time, to be honest. Put it below your belt and find out, sir. You get 3 spins. That's right. Gary Busey marked it. It doesn't sink when you put it in the water. It costs that much. It plays. That's a bingo. Alright. Let's see how this pans out. I'm not expecting a victory. Yeah, the 3 squares one's going to win this round. Yeah, look at all that goal. Well, put me at third. But Tyler was just too far in the lead. And there you have it. Tonight's Quiplash. Tyler did too damn well in the regular rounds to be overtaken. So there you go. Yep, next stream will be Saturday for sure. Well, I mean, something could come up, and if it comes up, then I'll, make it up and do it in, whatever night after. But, Saturday's the plan, which has become something of a usual night. It's mainly because we do the comics podcast earlier on, and me and Connor have just started taking Saturday nights off after that because it goes so long. So I usually can start the stream a little bit more early, a bit more reasonable. Around 5 Pacific. Tyler is tonight's winner. We should all chip in and get you one of those candles from Goop. Yeah, we solved the riddle. Solved the riddle. Yes. Yes. Okay. And remember that Cindy is owed a guaranteed screenshot when she chooses to play on Saturday. So we'll remember that. But yeah, no, I had fun. Hopefully all you did too. If her candle arrived, I would put the package on the table and just run around the room yelling what's in the box. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. I will see you guys next time. It has been a pleasure. And in Pulp Fiction? What's in Pulp Fiction? Oh wait, Damar. I'll see you guys later. It's been a pleasure. Good night, guys, and I will see you next time. Where's my button? Here's my button. Bye, guys.